Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Sneaker Vault with me, Josh Dunn. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit that like button. A subscription means a long way. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, guys. So please subscribe and keep supporting me. I really appreciate it, man. So today's episode, we actually got a really cool episode in store for you guys, right? So we're going to be talking about 4 topics, right? We're going to be talking about the new Travis Scott times Nike release that's happening, Kanye West and Yeezy, the new Joe Freshgoods collaboration, and we're going to be talking about some Fear of God's sneakers, and the most favorite thing that people love to talk about are Jordan's dying. So just to hop on immediately, guys, we're going to take a look at the new Jordan Jumpman Jack that arrives in April. Now, when I look at the sneaker, it has a standard backwards swoosh that is very synonymous with the Travis Scott line with Nike. Now, when it comes to that line, I think it's lost its steam. I don't know what they need to do to change it, but just looking at the shoe, let's just go into the colors of it. So with the outer sole, you got a gum sole that goes into the midsole, which is a normal white colorway. Then you're on the toe box, you get this cool brown canvas material, and that's just surrounded by leather. The cool thing on the shoe is the strap that comes on the toe, on the tongue of the sneaker. Now when you see the tongue of the sneaker, it is in tumbled leather. Now this colorway is cream and brown and white, if I'm not mistaken. For me personally, it's just I'm not really hyped about the sneaker. I don't think it's really gonna be very hype amongst sneaker heads per se. I just think that it's a Travis Scott sneaker, so it will sell, obviously, but they do also just sell in limited quantity, so you have to make sure that you actually know that. Like, the shoe's not like that hype, but because it's limited quantities, it's going to move. Now, my idea of the whole Travis Scott collaboration with Nike, I think it's really cool what they've done with especially with the Air Jordans and just some other Nike shoes that he's collaborated with Nike on. I really thought the Mac Attack Nike was really cool. I thought that was a really cool collaboration. I just think because it's involving tennis players and it's like another avenue that you'll never ever think John McEnroe and Travis Scott will be working together on a sneaker, if that makes sense. So I thought that was really cool. But for me personally, I think the Travis Scott line is kind of just losing steam. I don't know if he should continue with Nike. Maybe he should move over to Adidas or another brand and try and put some life back into his collaborations. I think like all of his collaborations that he's doing with a lot of brands, for example McDonald's, his Cacti brand, I just think it's run its course. So I think like in the future, I think I would love to see an Adidas Travis Scott line, and this is no shade to Travis Scott, because I honestly believe that apart from Kanye West and his collaboration with Adidas and Nike, he's the only other artist that has moved the needle when it comes to collaborations that have been able to actually allow people to get that hype and want people and get them to actually buy sneakers. So I think Travis Scott is behind Kanye West in that manner. I think he's the only artist who, besides Kanye West, who has been able to move the needle and move numbers and have a continued collaborations. You see with a lot of celebrities, they normally just do one and dones, or maybe like 4 lines, and it kind of fizzles out. You've seen that with Beyonce and Adidas as well. So I think, for me personally, I think the Travis Scott line should move over to a different brand. I think Adidas would move needles, man. I don't know how you would do it, but I think that would really move needles, and I think that would be super cool. Now on topic 2, we're going to be discussing Joe Freshgoods. He unveiled his New Balance 1000, the pink mink and black ice. Now we see people on Twitter saying that, you know, the pink one's for the dolly and the black one's for the gents. I think, for me personally, I think the pink one is for the gents and the black one's for the dolly. I think that the best colorway when it comes to Joe Freshgoods collaboration is always the pink one. I have a 993 Joe Freshgoods collaboration as well as the 990, and I wish I got the pink one in the 993. I think those colorways are always dope. Now, why I think when it comes to collaborations at the moment, Joe Freshgoods, for me personally, is the best one when it comes to designers and collaborators. I think Joe Freshgoods and New Balances, they come up with the best shoes. I think the whole thought process behind it is amazing. I think the rollout for it is amazing. Not releasing too many things and doing a lot of different silhouettes, not just one specific silhouette. So I honestly think for the past 2 years, Joe Freshgoods has had the best collaborations, and that brand that he's collaborated the most with has been New Balance. So I think he's moved the needles when it comes to collaborations, especially with sneakers. So I think he deserves all of that hype. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about it, because I think no one is touching Joe Freshgoods at the moment when it comes to just collaborating with New Balance and the shoes that he's been doing. Like, I think I even have like his collaboration with Vans, the platform. Joe Freshgoods even made some clothes for Vans, and man, I love the shoe. The quality of it is really good. The nice thing that I like about Joe Freshgoods and New Balance, right, is that you know what you're gonna get. The price might be high, but the quality of the shoe is amazing, and that also goes to show with New Balance itself. You know, you might pay 5,500 rand, 4,000 rand for a New Balance sneaker, but you know that shoe is gonna last. And I think that's what New Balance has been doing right. And I think a lot of brands can follow that when it comes to quality check and just taking the time to build the sneaker, listen to your customers, and when they buy their sneaker, they know they've spent a lot of money. Because when it comes to brands, the brands are not there without the customer. So if you treat the customer like shit and you give us shit quality control, then we might just leave. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think brands take that for advantage, especially with brands such as Nike and Jordan. If I'm being honest, I think the quality control has been horrible, and I think it pisses me off because I always say that. I think when I've reviewed, I don't even know how many Jordans and Nike shoes I've reviewed on this channel, and the quality control is either hot or it's not, and it just pisses me off. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think the price range of this is not going to be too expensive, because I don't think it's a made in USA sneaker. So I think we're gonna get a long way. I think we'll be able to stretch our pockets with these sneakers. I think you'll be able to buy both of them for the price of 1993, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that just goes to show how dope New Balance is coming along. And I mean, like, that's not just with Joe Freshgoods and their collaborations. You got AM Lee and Dor, you got Teddy Santis, who is also teased a new sneaker. I'll see if I can even pop it up, a new colorway of the 990 that looks amazing. I think Teddy Santis, I have a pair of Teddy Santis New Balance sneakers, and like I said, the quality is amazing. That hairy suede on the 990 is just, it's perfect, and I have no complaints when I know that if I'm gonna spend 5,000 rand on that shoe, I know what I'm gonna get, and it's a quality sneaker that I can wear for a while. And if I want to sell it to someone else can have the luxury of wearing that shoe and be a part of such a dope ass culture. I mean, I got some thrifted 990s, I think V4s or V3s in the gray colorway, and when I got them, they were beat up, and then I just cleaned them, and I've worn those shoes like religiously, and they've always just maintained the same quality as when I got them. So New Balance, man, you guys are doing the things, man. You guys are amazing. Now let's talk about the controversial Kanye West and Adidas relationship. So if you guys don't know, Kanye West put a post out saying that the new Yeezy colorway, if I can bring that up, let me just see if it loads. The steel gray colorway is fake. He didn't approve of that sneaker. Bear in mind, Adidas is suing him for 250 million rand. So it's quite a hectic thing for him to say that Adidas is selling fake Yeezys, because obviously he didn't approve of that colorway. Now I'm on the Adidas website, and I can see that the Yeezys are still not sold out. The 350 V2s, every other Yeezy is pretty much sold out. So that just goes to show about his impact. But I just want to chat about it because I think with the deal that he signed, he gave the rights over to his Yeezy brand over to Adidas, so they can develop other colorways as they see fit. And obviously Kanye West doesn't like that, because he's an artist, he respects his craft, he wants to bring out the best possible product out for his consumers. So with the gray shoe not even selling, it goes to show that he actually has a huge pull. He's always had a huge pull, but I think now he's kind of realizing it, and now he's pushing his weight behind it. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with the new Yeezy shoes. I think the Yeezy lines, I don't think people are buying 350 V2s anymore. I think what Adidas needs to do, if there is still stock that they say they have, I think they need to bring out the OG shoes. So that'll be the 350, re-release the 350 Turtle Dove, the 750 I think that will get people to talk about the Yeezy brand and move the other Yeezy shoes, because sometimes how we saw it with Jordan and just reliving the past gets new people involved, and I think that's what Yeezy and Adidas need to do. You just need to make people nostalgic about how big of a movement it was when you first released the Turtle Dove Yeezys, and resell it and tell that story again. But obviously Kanye West needs to get behind that for it to work, because if Kanye West is not behind it, I don't think it will work. I think people will be like, well, Kanye West is not fucking with the Yeezys, I'm not gonna fuck with the Yeezys, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the whole Yeezy chat and all of that shit, you know what I'm trying to say. Then we got the Jordans. Now, this is such an interesting topic. Before I even get into the Jordans, I actually want to talk about, on Twitter today, they were actually talking about that resellers injured, and that the biggest economic indicator was that Pandas are sitting on the Nike website. They're not selling out anymore. Where before they were saying they were getting sold out, and resellers were selling those things for like 5,500 rand, 6,000 rand. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think resellers are kind of injured at the moment. I don't know if they're moving as much stock as they used to. If you're a reseller, please just drop it in the comment section. Let me know. I heard through grapevine that StockX is also restructuring. So being such a huge platform for resellers, it just goes to show that the things are not doing the things anymore, unfortunately. So it just brings me into the topic of Jordans, right? So when I go into Shelf Life, right, and I look at, let's go to the standard page. Now, I love Shelf Life. I love Shelf Life's new page, to be honest. And then we look at the Nike Jordan. So the Retro 5 olive green just dropped, right? I think it dropped last week, and there's only one size left. So people are buying the sneakers. And when you go into the Nike website, so I'm on sneakers right now. So when you look at sneakers, let's go into the shoes in stock. So the only Jordans in stock are obviously the I think it's the pine green retro 5s and the olive retro 5s. Now you can see that there's a lot of dunks still sitting, but we all know that the dunk hype has kind of just passed away, and they've just left it, as well as the Jordan 1 hype. It's kind of just, I wouldn't say it died, but it's kind of leveled out. So anybody who wants a Jordan 1 can get a Jordan 1, which I think is really cool. I think it just goes to show that as new sneakerheads, this is also just to go off topic, as new sneakerheads, it's really cool to see people get into shoes. Obviously when you start getting into shoes, you follow the trends, because you don't really understand how your personal taste comes when it comes to sneakers, or how your personal taste goes when it comes to sneakers. So you follow trends, you learn about shoes, you get really invested, and you buy all the shoes that everyone else is buying. But as the years go by, for some people as the months go by, you kind of develop your own style, and then you start buying different shoes that you actually like. Some shoes might not be popular, but they're shoes that you like, and that's the beauty of becoming a sneaker collector and someone that gets into shoes. You stop buying what's on trend, and you start buying what you like. And we're seeing this now with Jordan, right? Is that people, it's not the trendy shoe at the moment, so people are not just lining up to buy Jordans to get starts into sneakers. They might be buying another brand, but then it plateaus into them now buying what they like, and then no one really touches Jordan anymore. But you see, like, as sneaker lovers, the sneaker lovers who love Jordans will buy Jordans. And as I'm looking, there's some dope Jordans on the Nike website still that just haven't been sold. And that also just goes to show that people don't have money. It's a huge economic indicator that people just can't afford Jordans anymore. And a lot of resellers are just sitting on them now. So I don't know how they are keeping up with their money, or how they're making money off of Jordans if Jordans are not selling. So in the comment section, if you're a reseller, I would love to have a conversation with you in my comment section about that, to be honest. And then last but not least, I want to talk about Jerry Lorenzo and Adidas. Now, the impact of what I expected the Jerry Lorenzo Fear of God collaboration with Adidas did not meet how I expected it to meet. I don't know if it was a marketing issue or it wasn't marketed properly, but for me personally, it just didn't hit. However, the shoes will sell, because Jerry Lorenzo and Fear of God they are a big player in the business, so it's gonna sell out. So if you look at the Fear of God Analytics times Adidas, one basketball, I mean, there's only one size left, and that shoe is 5,500 rand in South Africa. Now when we look at the runner version of the shoe, that thing is sold out online. So people, there are available sizes in stores. Cape Town has 7, 8, 9, 10. Johannesburg has 7 and 12. But it just goes to show that that they still will be able to move the needle, but you need to look at it like this. Was it released in limited quantities? Because it wasn't a general release, so the numbers could be inflated. So you would think that, okay, shit, the shoe is doing well, but there's not a lot of numbers. So the hype, for me personally, I think Adidas kind of failed Fear of God with the hype around it. I think I know the Adidas store in Sandton, they built like a whole cool section for the Fear of God release, but I didn't see any posters or anything like that. It just didn't have the impact, and that's what you've been seeing with Adidas and their celebrity collaborators since Kanye West. They just haven't been able to move the needle. They tried with Beyonce. You've done these small little collaborations here and there with other celebrities, and they're just not moving the needle. I don't know if it's a marketing thing or what's the problem, or people are just not feeling the shoe, but I think that's a huge issue, and that's something they need to discuss and try to figure out what's the next step. Like, obviously the general release shoes will be pulling them over because that's what makes you the most money when it comes to a corporation like Nike and Adidas. Like, for example, the Summers still move, the Summers are still very popular, so that's going to be your big thing that keeps you rolling, as well as other general release sneakers like the sports, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But this is part of the Adidas original section, so it's kind of alarming to know that there's not really that much hype around it, which I thought would have been, because the way I look at it, I would have thought that Fear of God would have been the next big Adidas collaboration after Yeezy, and I don't know if it's hit. So let me know in the comment section which topic you would like to discuss. I think I've covered quite a lot of topics, quite a long video for today. But yeah, man, this is Joshua Dunn. I'll be back with another video. Peace and love.